I want to wear this jersey with pride and make an impact both off and on the field. And that's what I'm hoping I could do after my time here.
Hello and welcome to We Are Chelsea, the official podcast of Chelsea Women, brought to you in association with Skoda, the official car partner of Chelsea Women and proud supporters of women's sport. I'm Kaz Demores, and today we're talking with one of the club's most recent signings, Swedish international and defender Nathalie Björn. After arriving at Chelsea in January 2024, we want to know how it all works when you move to a new club and how she's been settling in since. Welcome to We Are Chelsea. Well, hello, Nathalie. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm good.
We're currently recording this on international break. Can you let me know what it's like around the club? Is it quiet? What's the day-to-day like during a period like this?
It's very, very different. It's very quiet. We're not too many people here. It's a little bit empty when all the girls are gone. But it's been nice and quiet and just focusing on yourself. So I think that's good. You get some more attention when everyone is gone.
That's true. I wanted to talk to you today about moving to a new club and the process, how that works and how that kind of settling in process happens. You moved to Chelsea in January 2024, so not too long ago, from Everton. Can you talk to me a little bit about how that move came about?
Yeah, of course. Well, I think it was in the beginning of January, I think, that I knew that I'm going to move to London and to Chelsea. And the thought process before that, of course, I played in Everton for 2.5 years, and I felt that I needed something new. I needed a new opportunity, a new challenge. And when Chelsea came into the picture, it felt like the right thing, the right move to do. I felt a little bit like it's almost now or never to go to this big club and help them and play with these great football players and play under Emma before she leaves. And it just felt right for me. So, of course, the thought process was you're happy, you're excited to move, but at the same time you leave your club, your teammates for the past 2.5 years. But since I've came here to Chelsea, from the first day, I really felt welcome, both by people that are working around Chelsea, my teammates and the staff. So I think the transition has been quite easy for me, actually.
Do you think there was a noticeable step up in expectation, maybe, from when you left Everton to moving to Chelsea? It's one of the biggest clubs in the country, as you say. Do you think there was any, or are there any specific differences that you remember?
I was a bit nervous before the first session because I knew this is top quality players. I want to come here. I want to show what I can do. So, of course, they had been in Morocco, every one of them, and I hadn't been there. So I was a little bit nervous before the first session. I'm not going to lie. Okay. But it all went very well. I think it helps feeling welcomed, so you can show what you can do on the football pitch. But of course, the expectations here are high. We need to win. Like that is the winning mentality that I think it's the biggest difference, maybe.
Okay.
That we need to win and we need to play good, and nothing under that is acceptable almost. But I like that feeling of having that pressure. I miss that feeling of having that pressure and want to win and play for titles. And if you want to be top in Europe, out in this world, so then you need to have these standards. So I think the standards, is the biggest difference.
You touched on your nerves on the first training session. I guess, what was the strategy going in? Were you like, okay, I need to just be amazing so that they know that they've made a really good decision here? Or do you kind of say, I'm gonna step back and I'm just going to watch and decide how I'm going to play it in the next few? Because it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah. It was, because I hadn't played football for a long time as well, because I just came straight from vacation. into the training ground. So I was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. It's going to be so hard. I'm going to die on the pitch. I spoke with Yuyu because I was living with her at the time. And I was so nervous. I said to her, I'm going to die today. She's like, no, you're not going to die. I said, I haven't touched a football in 3 weeks. But, but the first exercise, I remember I felt like, oh, it's a little bit hard. But then I came into it and the nerves disappeared. The more I was into the session, the more we played, and the more like there's so much new things going on, so you don't really have time to think about that you're nervous. But yeah, I don't think people know that I was nervous before the first session.
Okay. You had a Swedish poker face.
Exactly.
And I guess what were your first impressions of Emma? Because you must have spoken to her before the move. And what were the reality and expectations from speaking to her and then actually being there in a training session?
I remember after a first phone call when I was still up in Liverpool. And after the phone call, I was just smiling because she's such a character. She has such a good personality, but when she speaks, you just sit and listen and you're like, yes, this is the way, this is how we're going to do it. So I just remember speaking with her over FaceTime and speaking about being excited to go to Chelsea. And she was like, yes, we're going to win. We're going to win here in Chelsea. So I just smiled afterwards because I thought she was just so easy to speak with. And she was just so, how do you say it? Charismatic.
Charismatic.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, when I met her, it felt like I've known her for a long time, even though it was like the first time I was speaking with her face to face.
Nice. I guess then, as a fan, I'd be very curious to know what's the process? What happens when you arrive? Do you have to film media? Is there someone that you speak to? Is there someone that gives you the tour? How does it work? The first day when you arrived before the training session?
So the day I signed, I went to Stamford Bridge to do the media content. And then, of course, meeting new people and signing the contract and doing all this work behind the scenes, like fixing everything. And then we were doing photos and they showed me a bit of Stamford Bridge and it was freezing cold. It was so cold. And I had to stand.
I mean, said by a Swedish lady. I
know. Everyone thinks that I'm like this Swedish Viking that never gets cold, but I was so cold. So it's like on the video you can see I have I'm shivers because I'm cold and my lips are starting to turn purple because I'm cold. But it was like, except that, it was really nice to meet everyone. Everyone was so professional, and seeing Stamford Bridge like live for the first time and knowing that we're going to play big games here. And it was a great feeling, a great feeling. And then I think I went back to Everton, said bye to the girls. And then maybe 3-4 days after, I took my stuff. And no, that was a lie. I stayed there. I think I've stayed there since I signed. I never went back to Everton.
Okay.
I think.
I guess moving from Liverpool to London, did the city have a bit of an attraction as well, moving to the capital as well as the club?
I didn't realize how big London is, if I'm going to be honest. It's huge, like it's so big, and you have to take the car or the train if you want to go somewhere. And I think I'm a little bit spoiled because I really like Liverpool as a city. Everything is very close. You have all the shops, you have some restaurants, you have Albert Dock. Like I really enjoyed Liverpool as a city. Yeah. So when I came here, I got a bit shocked at it. I knew it was big, but I maybe didn't realize it was this big.
Yeah. Okay. And then the first impression that you had when you went to Cobham, driving up, what was that like?
Nervous, excited. Just excited to get started and like meet everyone. So, of course, that nervous feeling for seeing everyone, but that excitement because this is something that I wanted for so long. And that time when you're waiting before, like you've done the medical and then you wait and then you sign your contract and then you have to wait a little bit and then you're ready to go. So it felt like I just wanted to get started because now I'm ready. Like I'm here, let's go. Everything is done. Everything looks good. So very, very excited.
And what was it like meeting your new teammates for the first time?
Also really, really good. Of course, I have my Swedish friends, both C and Yuyu. So that was also really nice. I'm sitting next to them in the locker room as well.
Ah, okay.
So we have a little Swedish corner.
Okay. And did you choose that? How does the seating work?
No, I didn't really have my place when I came in because I had to see where I was going to be seated. But then the player who was in between C and Yu, I think she was on a loan. So then I just sat there naturally because I was a little bit scared the first day. I wanted to sit close to my friends, like when you're going to school for the first time. And then I just stayed there. So that became my place.
Okay. And now I spoke to Erin on the podcast and she said to me that she has a set seat on the coach or the plane whenever she travels.
Yeah.
She's like, I've been at the club so long. Everyone knows that that's my seat. So when you're new and you're coming in, how do you know like where to sit? How do you know whose seat is whose? Do you wait? Do you like, I'm going to come on last?
It's like a mix between asking your friends, where can I sit? And if they're not sure, they'll be like, okay, but wait a little bit. I think you can sit here. But yes, if you sit on someone else's place, it's not good. So you want to be easy, the last one in almost, and be like, okay, is there a free seat somewhere?
Okay. Gosh, I mean, so people take the seating very seriously. Do you think that's a bit of a superstition thing?
Yeah, I think so. I just think imagine if I sat on Erin's place, she would be so angry at me.
I mean, I can't really imagine. Actually, I think I can imagine Erin angry. Yeah, I can. I think I've seen her on the pitch.
Yeah.
It's just every time we speak to her, she's so jokey. But okay, so there's a bit of a superstitious thing. So do you have anything superstition-wise, like a process that you have to do on match days?
No, like nothing specific, because I feel like if I have something and then we lose or something, do I have to change that? What I'm doing before the game?
I don't know. I don't have these processes, but I wonder sometimes.
Yeah. So, no, I try to keep it like simple. I don't have to have like the same, I don't have to sit next to the same people. I don't have to, have a certain order to do things.
Okay.
But the only thing I have is that I warm up in one of my rings that I have on my hand. All the other rings I take off. Except that one. So I do the warm up in that one. But if I wouldn't do that, I don't know how I would react. I think it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it like I know. I'm like, put sticky tape on your head if it works. Exactly. I don't know.
This podcast is brought to you by Skoda, the official car partner of Chelsea Women, who are committed to helping to grow women's sport. Whether you're watching the game with your friends or family, playing on a Sunday morning, or cheering on from the sidelines, rain or shine, Skoda are there to take you on your next adventure. So, what are you waiting for? Jump in and grab life by the car keys. Discover the Skoda range to find the perfect car for you, from the fully electric Skoda Enyaq, the all-new 7-seater Skoda Kodiaq, or their smallest SUV, the Skoda Kamiq. See for yourself. Search Skoda range now.
Let's talk about your debut. What can you remember in the build-up? You must have felt nervous. Is there someone that you spoke to? Did you speak to your family? What happened?
West Ham was the first in the cup. I've had maybe 3-4 sessions with Chelsea. So I was not ready, but I felt like, okay, but I'm in the squad. That's good. I'm on the bench. I know that I can play. Maybe I don't play. But I also knew that I hadn't played a football game since like the 17th of December or something. So it was a long time ago. And then also when you're new, you don't know how the warm-up works. Everything is different from club to club. So I remember I was asking Maren every question. I was like, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? But she's really, really nice. So she really helped me, because you don't want to be annoying to the other people when they are warming up. But
Okay.
I need to know what I'm going to do. I got it explained to me, but it goes in here and out there sometimes.
Yeah.
So sitting on the bench, looking at the game. And then I think in minute 60, Emma just turned around and was like, Nat, you're going in. And I was sitting there like having some nuts. Okay.
You're like, okay.
Yeah. Exactly. And then it was just so quick. So I didn't have the time to like get nervous before the game, because she just turned around, you're going in. And then it's just like, you take off your kit, put on your shin guards, go down, look at set pieces, and then you're in. Takes like max 2 minutes. So I didn't get that. I think that was good that I didn't get that.
Yeah, I was going to say, did that make you feel better in a way? Because you didn't have the build up.
Yeah. So it was just straight in. And the first thing that happened, I remember, it was like a long ball over my head, and I mistimed the header. So I had to like sprint, the first thing I did. And then I was a little bit like, okay, now we go.
It's all go now.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it like walking out on the pitch for a new club for the first time?
It was good. It's like this mixed feeling between like nervous and excited, and playing on King's Meadow, and like I played there before, but only lost when I played at King's Meadow. So the memories are not the best from there, but it was a really nice atmosphere, because it's quite like small and close to the pitch, so you hear everyone around, and the pitch is amazing, and it's just like not a cozy stadium, but it's like small and intimate.
Yeah, intimate.
Exactly.
I guess talking about the stadium, I've got to talk about the fans. How have the fans welcomed you? What has been your impression of the Chelsea fans?
They are very, very nice. Like, really, when you walk into, when you park your car and you're going into the locker room, for example, at King's Meadow, they're always like, hi, how are you? Good luck for the game. Like, they're really, really supportive. And the same when we're playing games, like you can hear them all the time, and they're loud, and they're just like happy and stick with us through everything. That is the feeling like I got when I came here, that like this is one club altogether.
Oh, that's really nice. I guess how important are the fans? Because we often hear about the negative side of fans with social media and the pressures and the things that they say. How important do you think it is for players to feel held by their fan base?
I mean, so important. Just remember when we played during COVID without anyone watching the games, and you went out and it was quiet. You score is quiet. Like, you share that emotion with the supporters and the fans, like the same passion for football, the same passion and love for the club that they are supporting, that you represent. And it's like we have this thing in common that makes us almost like family, because we all believe, we all stand up for this. And the support, like there's no better feeling than going out. Like when we played against United, for example, that's a memory I will always remember, going out and it's people everywhere and everyone is sharing and everyone is screaming, applauding. Like, it's just this feeling that you get from the support gives you that extra. You want to take that tackle because, you know, if you take that tackle, you know, and you will get the audience with you and everyone will be screaming. So you get that extra fire inside of you.
Nice. So we touched slightly at the start on some differences on expectation coming to Chelsea compared to the other teams that you've played in previously. What has been the biggest difference that you've found playing for Chelsea?
I think how do you say it? how professional everything is. Like,
Okay.
I know I have never been in a club that is this professional, that has everything that you need and things that you didn't know that you need to be the best football player. Like, you have people for everything, stuff that you wouldn't like even imagine that you needed, but now you're here and you're like, aha, okay, so this person can help me with this and that. Like the facilities.
Like what?
Like, we have a stretch coach that can help us stretch. And I never thought that I needed someone to help because I can stretch myself.
Yeah.
But just like an example, I was like, okay, it's like a movement coach as well with mobility.
Okay.
So he was like, if you want help with the stretch, I can help you. I was like, never heard this in my entire life. But okay. Like,
and has it helped?
Yeah, I did it once and I felt so flexible after. So
you're like, oh,
exactly. Okay. But like stuff like that, I never thought that you ever needed, or like, I don't know. So the facilities, the way everything is so professional with people around, how they're working to do the best for us, so you don't have to focus on anything else than football. And then, of course, the players I'm playing with it's world-class players. And we have a big squad, so it's a lot of good players.
You said at the start of the interview that you missed that winning mentality. And I guess the mentality here from what you've said is everything is winning and there's nothing less than winning. In what way has that affected you? Because even though it's brilliant and everyone wants to be a winner, you can't win all the time because that's the nature of football. How does it affect your mentality, and does it bring pressure? And if so, how do you deal with that?
Like, I think for me, coming into this, the closest I've been to this culture is when I played in Sweden, in a top club in Sweden. Okay. And then we won everything, like nothing but winning was accepted. And if we didn't win, it was like, this is not good. We won the league, we won the cup. Everything was just winning, winning, winning. And then I think when you're in a winning culture, it's not that you take winning for granted, like you're winning your games, but it's more like, okay, we won that game, on to the next one. We won that game, on to the next one. And I think when I went to Everton, that made me more appreciating winning. I said to myself, I will never take winning for granted again, because that feeling is amazing. And when you play in a club that are fighting for survival, like when you win, you celebrate, you're happy, you feel like, yes, it's not just another box. It's, okay, we actually won. So when I came here, I know that they are used to winning because they're always winning, winning, winning. And we spoke a little bit about it, like when we played against United. I said to the girls in the locker room, it's the first time I win against United. I was really happy. And maybe for them, it's like, okay, we won, on to the next one, because they're so used to winning. So I try to like bring that with me to the girls as well. I know that they're happy and they don't take winning for granted, but the feeling, because I know I've been on the other side when winning is like, that's why you love to play football. And sometimes I think when you win, maybe you forget what you're doing. So I try to bring that to the girls. And what it's like to lose. Yeah, exactly. So I try to bring it to the girls and be like, girls, we need to celebrate. We won. We have 3 points.
That's so good. I love that. I love that, Nathalie. You're like, guys, this is amazing. It's my first time.
Exactly. I was like so happy in the shower, and they just started laughing. And I was like, it's the first time I win against United.
Brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
Tell us about your first goal for the club against Leicester.
Oh, I was so happy.
Carrying on with the happy theme.
Exactly. I just try to be happy, no. But I felt like, okay, I know I was close to West Ham to score a goal. And then against United, I was also close to score a goal. So I felt like, it's coming. And then at the corner, I think it's Sneap who goes up in a duel, and I just had a feeling like I need to go there because the ball is gonna land here, and then it did, and then I just tried to get it into goal, but I thought the defender was gonna head it away first.
Okay.
But then she didn't, and then I was just so happy that I scored my first goal for Chelsea.
I absolutely love it. Now, we've talked about winning and feeling so happy, but obviously football is also about losing, and you have experienced losses. Has the experience of loss in a Chelsea shirt changed than feeling it in another shirt?
I would absolutely say that because we're used to win, and that we expect to win every game. I think when we lose, it really hit us in a way that's different. I think from a personal point of view, I think I'm quite good at analyze the game, move on, because I have that experience, so I have to work with that. Because if I'm feeling sad or disappointed over a game multiple days, that will just drain me personally. And I've experienced that before. So I think for me, with where I'm coming from, I think maybe in a personal view, I know how to handle it kind of. Okay. But then of course in a Chelsea shirt, because we want to win, and the games that we've lost is City in the league, which was a really, really important game. And that was a big 3-point difference if we had won that game. And then the cup the other week. So it's been the games that we've lost is really, really important games. And we know that ourselves. So after City, for example, you just of course the team is annoyed and you're disappointed. You're thinking, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do this? You try to pinpoint out something. And I think in Chelsea, everyone is quite good at that, at looking at themselves and be okay, I should have done this better, or I should have done this better. And I think that's really important, that every individual can learn something from that performance and not just pointing fingers at other players. And I think that's quite unique, to be able to look at yourself and then move on from that.
Let's talk about the Champions League. How important is that competition to you and to the team?
It's massive. You play against the best teams in Europe. You play against different countries. You play against a type of football that you usually never play against. And I think I just love that tournament because it's just football and all kind of different types of football. And you travel, and I don't know, it's just a feeling about Champions League that it's different. It's hard to explain, but it's a different competition and you can feel that in your body. And I haven't played Champions League in a really long time, and I was hoping that I could play against Ajax, of course, but I have to wait with my Chelsea debut for Champions League. But it's an amazing tournament.
Talking about big tournaments, you played a big role for Sweden in the 2023 World Cup. Do you think your profile changed after that? And if so, how?
I don't know. This World Cup, we did a good tournament, Sweden, and it was different because it was so far away from everyone and everything. But I don't know. I mean, I played a fullback in that World Cup tournament, and it's not my normal position. I don't practice as a fullback back home in my club at that time. So I think maybe people saw that I'm very versatile in playing in different positions. So I think from that aspect, in a personal point of view, I think people maybe could see that I can play, a little bit wherever it's needed almost.
Is there something special about, of course there's something special about being called up to play for your country, but was there a moment where you were I'm playing for Sweden in the World Cup? Was it a kind of pinch me moment? Did you kind of go back to when you were little and you just used to play football for fun and you're guys, I've really made it. I'm in a World Cup playing for my country.
I don't know. Like, it sounds so weird to say, but I think most of the things that you're doing now, you don't really realize how big it is until you look back at it in a couple of years. Because I can think sometimes, I'm living my dream. This is what I wanted when I was a child, like playing professional in another country, representing your country at the world's biggest stages.
Yeah.
But I think when you're in it, you just go with the flow, kind of. You don't stop and analyze. And I wish I was better at that, just stopping up and like embracing the moment, to be like, okay, I'm going to play a semi-final against Spain in the World Cup in Australia. That is one of the biggest things you can do. But I'm really bad at that, at not enjoying, but really stop and think, this is what little me wanted. So I need to be better at that.
Well, you are and you aren't. You celebrated your United win. Mm-hmm. You can sometimes be in the moment.
I celebrate the wins. But exactly, celebrating the wins. But sometimes I just need to take a moment to be like, what I love to do is my job. And I play football. I do what so many people want to do and trying to achieve. And I just need to like stop sometimes and be like, don't take it for granted, kind of.
Yeah. Now, this is going to sound like a very girly question, but even when you love your job, there are days that you have down days. And obviously, being women, we have hormonal cycles. We have, most of the time, a visitor that comes every month, and we're like, ugh. And you can have these days where you feel so groggy and you don't want to get out of bed and you don't want to go to the gym and you don't want to be physical. How do you deal with with those days? Because it's part and parcel of being a woman that the men don't get.
Yeah. No, 100%. Exactly like you say. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to go out. You just want to lay in your bed all day, watch Netflix and eat ice cream. Like, that is what you want to do. But then you have to go up and you have to go in. But here in Chelsea, they are very good at helping us and tracking us and knowing like where we are in our cycle, for example.
Okay.
And what supplements you need at that time, or what is good for you to eat when you're in phase 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And that is something I never had before. That expertise of... I
mean, I need that. That sounds great.
Exactly. It's really, really... That's also one thing I didn't know that I needed until I came here. And was like coming to you and be like, okay, you're in phase 1 right now, so you can take these supplements. They will help you with this. And then if you go into your app, you can see what is good for you to eat during this period and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, this is a whole new world for me.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that is good. Because there are days when you feel like that. And in my job, I can do that. I can eat ice cream and then go and just have a day where I'm not feeling great, but I'm going to be talking, so I can still talk. But when you need to be physically at your peak, and it doesn't matter what time of the month, it's not interested, because if you've got a game, United, they're not interested.
Exactly. I think we all have learned how to survive those days when you just want to, like you said, eat ice cream and lay in bed. Because
that's so good. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
God, I need an Emma Hayes in my life.
Yes,
I need a stretch coach.
You need a stretch coach, Emma Hayes. You need everything.
I need it all.
Yeah.
I want to quickly finish, I guess, on asking about your support outside of football. How do you switch off? Who are the people that help you mentally? Is it your family? It's quite hard when I'm guessing your family are in Sweden. Do they come and visit often? How do you get the mental balance when you're away from the pressures of football?
I try to hang out with friends and speak about other stuff than football. like go out for a dinner or go shopping or something to just like, okay, no football. Of course, like you said, my family's in Sweden. Sometimes I'm really bad at calling them because I'm quite lazy. I just want to, like, if I'm not out with my friends, I want to sit in my sofa, watch my TV show and just don't speak with anyone. And that's also a way for me to relax. And then my girlfriend also, she really helps me to think about other stuff. And we can have like nights when we watch the same movie and have each other on FaceTime and just sit and don't speak and just watch something together. And that's also like helping me relaxing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. You're both just watching telly, but together on FaceTime.
Exactly. Try to do something. And I don't know, it's like when you've been living together and then you move apart, it's different because you never had distance before. So we try to come up with stuff to do, but I really like that idea. I really like it.
And where is your girlfriend?
She's in Everton. She plays for Everton.
Okay. So is it tricky, like coming up to play against each other?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think helping that we played in the same club, so we practice against each other, and then we have played against each other in the sessions. I think that really helped. But it was different playing when we played with our nations against each other. That was different compared to club football.
Okay. In what way was it different?
I don't know. It was just a different feeling because in the league, when we play against each other, it's, I don't know, we know it's, I want to win and she wants to win, but I'm going to win. No, but she's going to win. Like, we don't speak about football so much before the games, but I don't know. I think because we have had sessions against each other and played against each other in Everton, I think that makes the feeling easier when it comes to league football. But international, it's different because it's like I represent Sweden, she represents Italy, and we're gonna fight for a spot to the Olympics, and there's only one who's gonna go. So I don't know. It was just different. I can't really explain it. It was just weird.
And what was it like post-match?
Yeah, exactly. That's also like what you say to each other. Oh, well done. How are you feeling? Like, I have no idea. But I was so awkward after because I didn't know what to say. We won the first game 1-0. So she was pissed, of course, and I was happy. And then the other one, we drew 1-1. I got injured. And after the game, I said, yeah, I have pain in my hamstring. And she was like, I thought you got subbed because you were not playing so good. And I was like, I subbed in halftime. I had pain, but thank you for your support.
I love that.
Oh, so
very, very quickly to finish on something that I didn't touch on, and I've only just seen that I didn't touch on it. Can I ask you a little bit about shirt numbers? Do you choose your shirt number when you join a club? Is it something that you ask for? How important is your shirt number?
Well, I have 39, as you know, because there was only 2 numbers that you could choose between. So it was 39 or what Mayra has, 35. So then I was like, I don't know, 39 just felt better for me. But I tried, the people were like, do it, make it your own. Like, maybe you can make 39 something good. I don't want to have that number. I don't want to.
You don't want it?
No, I don't want 30. I don't know. I don't like number 39. So I'm going to change. If there's an opportunity to change, I will. But
oh, really? What number would you like to have?
Anything. I'm not very like, I need to have this number, but anything under 20 would be nice.
Okay, it's just 30s. It's too close to 40.
Exactly, but I could have 41. If I could decide, I could take 41, but I couldn't because it was for the younger players. So I was like, yeah, okay, 39 it is then.
Natalie, you are early in your Chelsea career, but how would you like your journey at this club to go, and what would you like to achieve here?
I would like to win everything. I want Chelsea to be the number one. I want to win, to develop, to be a good role model, and I want to wear this jersey with pride and make an impact both off and on the field. that's what I'm hoping I could do after my time here.
Well, we are very excited to see your Chelsea career thrive. Thank you so much for speaking to me.
Thank you.
I know that we've run out of time, but it's been an absolute pleasure. Good luck for the rest of the season, and thank you.
Thank you for listening to We Are Chelsea, the official podcast of Chelsea Women, brought to you in association with Skoda, the official car partner of Chelsea Women and proud supporters of women's sport. During the course of this series, we'll be speaking in depth to more of Chelsea's top players, and we'll also be bringing you all the post-match reaction to the biggest games with the players themselves. So remember to subscribe, give us a review, and send in your questions to wearechelsea@chelseafc.com. See you next time.